stuck that bad that we should sell 100 million records. Come on.
Good.
I want to be that bad that I sell that many records.
Okay.
It's all good?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Now it's working. See, I broke
working.
it.
Good job.
Michael fixed it. I
Okay.
hit the button and it was broken.
Okay.
All right. Now you got to look at me for the point.
I know. I'm aware. Welcome back to the Meyers Jewelers Experience, and this is the Meyers Jewelers Radio Show. This is Jeff. I am here with Jim, one of the great all-time pointers of all time. Rachel and Morris back there will probably be sleeping before it's over. And I have a very, very special guest here today. I have a young lady who goes to school who's a senior at Wellington High School, and she happens to be very good friends with my daughter Ella, and she asked if she could interview me for an entrepreneurship class. Now, I was thinking, what the heck does someone want to interview me for an entrepreneurship class? But Addie seemed convinced somehow that I could maybe give her some decent information so that she can get a good grade in this class. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm doing this radio show. Let's conduct the interview right here. What do you think of that, Addie?
Yes.
This is Addie, by the way, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Nice greeting. Very good. Have you done a lot of radio over the years?
Nope, this is my first time.
Oh, the first radio. Oh, very exciting.
Yeah.
All right. So, this particular class, like how much weighs on this exam, or not exam, but this project that you're doing? Is this a big project for you?
Yeah, it's pretty big. We're interviewing a entrepreneur and then writing like an analysis paper on it.
And have you ever heard of Meyers Jewelers?
Of course I've heard of it.
Oh, yes. All right.
Good answer.
That is a good answer. I like that already. So let's start off. Let's hear one of the questions. And what we're going to do is talk a little bit about this, and then I'm going to kind of mix in some jewelry talk and get your feel on, being that you are the type of young customer on the verge of what we would like to be able to have come into our store at Meyers Jewelers. So this is going to be a totally different experiment. So the three of what do we got, you think, listening so far?
Gotta be 7.
7. We're going to have 7 people so far.
Maybe 8.
We might, because of Addie, get up to 11 today. And all of you can just kind of enjoy this experiment. So let's see what you have in questions to start with.
All right, so what worried you most as you started the venture into becoming an entrepreneur?
Oh, God, that my father would kick me out of the store, which he did several times. See, that there's an advantage and a disadvantage to working in a family business.
Right.
So, one of the disadvantages is if I came in the store and, you know, my father was grooming me, because we have a family business, and my father, Meyers, started it, hence Meyers Jewelers.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. What he would do, like if I had a late night, for example, when I was young and single and got to work and I wasn't quite groomed the way I should be, and I didn't shave, and I basically didn't look like somebody that should be selling a diamond ring to somebody, he would send me home. So that would be a disadvantage, because most bosses probably wouldn't just send you home right away for that. But the advantage was I got to come back the next day.
Yeah.
So I had an advantage and a disadvantage all in one thing. Repeat the question again. I forgot already.
Like, what
I'm watching the guy walk and talk out there. He looks like he's about to pass out. Look at him. He's dragging. Look at him. All right.
What worried you the most?
All right, go on. I'm sorry.
What worried you the most as you started the venture into becoming an entrepreneur?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's why I got worried, because one of my biggest things, because my father started the store, and I was worried that I could not, and I still don't think I have by any means, live up to what he was able to build all the years before I really started working there. So to carry, I guess, his legacy and to carry it well like he did and to be as well liked in the jewelry store as he was, and to be able to run it the way he did, I have always worried that I could never live up to all that. And that's what you get into when you have a family business,
Right.
versus if I just worked at, some standard store. I'm not really worried about living up to the legacy of whoever else's store that was. So that was my biggest worry. Did that answer that?
Yes, that did.
Okay.
So
If I'm not answering it right, tell me.
okay, I will. So you say like the family business part. What moments do you remember most that taught you the most to becoming an entrepreneur through your family?
One of the big things, and for some reason I really liked this, and I don't to this day know why, but my father worked really hard at that store because he started it from scratch. I think I've told the story before that he started Meyers Jewelers with a loan of $5,000. And for $5,000, could you imagine today? That wouldn't cover one ring today. And he was able to fill up an entire store. And I have told this story before. Am I correct, Morris, about the sign?
Yes, but it bears repeating.
It's a good story, so I'm going to tell you this real quick.
Okay.
So my father was looking for locations, found a location in the strip center, which was Great Southern Shopping Center, and we are talking by then 52 years ago, long time ago. So I'm 58, so I was 6 years old, so I wasn't involved in this part of it. And he had a very limited budget, and there was a jewelry store that went out of business called Rogers Jewelers. And the store was empty. The sign was still up. He goes, this looks like a good spot. They had cases in the store already. He didn't have to buy that. And he looked at the sign, and Rogers is R-O-G-E-R-S, Meyers, M-E-Y-E-R-S. He only had to replace a few letters on the sign and goes, this is perfect. I don't have to get involved in money for a sign because I don't have it to get one. So he just switched some letters around and he had a sign, and that is one reason why it was called Meyers Jewelers, because he was able to save money on the sign. And a lot of people knew him back then as Meyer, and that is not a common name. Do you know anybody named Meyer, first name? Any
No.
kids in school? Nobody. Yeah, that is a name that back then was probably a little more common, but still, I only knew one other Meyer when I was a kid, which happened to be a cousin of my dad's. So, and other than that, never really ran across any. Jim, you run across many Meyers?
Meyer Lansky.
Okay, there you go. One of the great criminals of all time.
A gangster.
He was a gangster, yes. Okay. Well, thank the Lord my dad was not that. But did that answer your question? Because,
Yeah.
again, I totally forgot what you just asked me. How about that?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, good.
So next question, how would you describe yourself to others?
Oh, Lordy. I believe that I'm a very quiet, kind of in my shell type of guy, and that it takes an awful, and I could barely talk to customers. But on a realistic note, I think I'm an outgoing, friendly, easy to talk to. Whoops, I forgot to turn my phone off here. Excuse me. Oh, that's Ethan. Hold on. Ethan, I'm on a radio show. All right. So let me go. I'm recording now. Yep, I'll give you a plug-in. Goodbye. Okay, sorry about that. Let me turn my phone off. Everybody out there, that was my son, Ethan Wiseman, who happens to be a great entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
And if I'm correct, isn't who's somebody?
Yeah, my friend
One of your friends
interviewing him.
is interviewing him. He has a custom suit company called Pantheon Custom Clothiers, just to give him a little plug. And deals with a lot of big celebrities, Jamie Foxx, The Rock,
Zeke Elliott, right?
Zeke Elliott.
Yeah,
He
I
made
remember
that
that one.
cool NFL draft suit for him. But beyond, let's get back to Meyers Jewelers.
Yeah.
What was it? Tell me the question.
You answered it. You said how do you describe yourself to
Oh,
others?
yeah. So I think I'm friendly, outgoing, and I'm not a pushy type. So when we do sales at our store, we are not the hardcore, pushy, you're not going to leave here till you buy type of store. And I'm not into doing that.
Right.
It's not my style. That wasn't my father's style. It's not my brother Scott's style. And everybody that works with us knows that's not our style. So I think my personality fits fine for jewelry sales if you're not doing the pushy, have to buy type of sales tactics.
Yeah. So you mentioned your father helped you a lot throughout learning like the ropes and everything.
Yes.
Is there anyone else who helped you along the way?
My brother, Scott. He is great at diamond buying. He is phenomenal at it. He is one of the all-time greats of anywhere. He can look at a diamond and just boom, know every single thing about it, what the price should go for. Good negotiator when we're making our purchases, like if he'll go to Israel and work the diamond bores, and if do you know what a diamond bores is? That is, you probably didn't.
No.
The diamond bores is a area. It's in, I believe it's in Tel Aviv. I have actually never been, but it's where all the diamond cutters are located. So there will be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of diamond rock that is there. It gets shipped there from like South Africa, or it can be from Russia, which is where our bright crystal diamonds come from. Do you know about our bright crystal diamond?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you about it
Right.
in a little bit. Not yet, but I will.
Okay.
And that's where they all cut them. So then Scott would go there and just hand pick diamonds and then work the deal. So he is fabulous at diamond cutting, or not diamond cutting, on diamond grading and what to look for. And even though I am a GIA certified diamond gemologist, and so is Scott, he still has taught me lots and lots. And a lesson for you, as well as all young people out there, I am actually about 7 years older than Scott, even though everybody thinks we look like twins. He hates that, by the way. But you're never too old to learn something. So, and my father was great at that, because he learned a lot from me when I first came in, because he didn't really do much marketing. And we now, I don't know if you've ever seen our commercials or heard them on radio.
Of course,
or
yeah.
we do a lot of marketing now, and he was very open to wanting to see how that worked. So I gave him a lot of credit for not being stuck in what he only wanted to do. And so, yes, so my brother and my father are very big influences on me.
All right. Next question is, what is your favorite part about working for Meyers Jewelers? I know I've seen you with the zoo and the jackets.
Oh, gosh, there's so many great things that I am very fortunate to be able to do because of being at Meyers Jewelers. But the obvious one would be is being the official jeweler of the Columbus Blue Jackets, because I happen to be a very big hockey fan.
Yeah.
And it is lots of fun being involved with the team. So I love doing that. But honestly, as far as because I don't consider that work, but honestly, waiting on customers, that is hands down the funnest. You get a 25-year-old young guy who's never stepped foot in a jewelry store, and he has to buy a diamond ring to get engaged to a girl, and he's sweating like crazy, a nervous wreck. He's almost about to pee in his pants. And, I'll come out, and I would love to just mess with them, but I don't do that. Sometimes if I feel that I could, I will. But, just making them at ease and making them realize that this experience will actually be an enjoyable one and not like getting a root canal. You ever had a root canal?
No, I haven't.
I have, and they're miserable. So I truly love and enjoy doing that. So that's what I love to do the most.
What is your take on risk taking in entrepreneurship?
Ooh, risk taking. Risk taking is good because we took a huge risk and it paid off. Somewhere I read, and I don't remember where, but if you don't take risks, you're something that you're never going to get ahead, or I don't know, something like that. Was that the philosophical way of saying it?
That was word for word, Jeff. That was perfect.
Oh, that was great. I guess maybe I said that. But we did take a risk at our store, and you want to hear about it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I bet you're dying to hear about this risk, aren't you? Hey, better than sitting in class, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So we had a store for 40 years, 40, in the Great Southern Shopping Center. And that is in the South Columbus. And the store, that's our first store. My father started it there. And we saw that the neighborhood was changing. And a lot of the good people that were our customers in that area were moving away. And they were not coming in as frequently, and we noticed that a lot of the better stores that were in that shopping center were closing up and moving out, and the stores taking its place were like, dollar stores. And nothing wrong with dollar stores, but when you have an entire shopping center full of them, it doesn't fit an image of a nice jewelry store. So my brother and I were thinking, our father at this time were starting to my brother and I were starting to realize that we might have to start thinking about moving. And what do we tell our father about that? Because he's been here for 40 years, and I don't know if that's going to be so easy. So what do you think we did?
You moved.
Well, you're right, but I'll tell you more about it because Jim is so antsy right now, I think he's going to explode that we have to have a break.
Okay.
So let's do a break. Addie, will you take us to a break, please?
Yeah.
Head on a break.
Let's go on a break.
Okay, that sounds good. You're listening to the Meyers Jewelers Experience, and we'll be back.
That quote was amazing.
That was a great quote,
I
wasn't
know,
it?
but with the way you go, if you don't take a risk, you'll never, and then something, and then so we're putting that on the video right now. Your quote. I want to make some T-shirts and pass that out.
Somebody like Vince Lombardi probably said something like that.
It started so strong.
Mark Twain probably said he's good for a great quote. Mark Twain or Ben Franklin, they probably said some quote about taking risks.
Addie, you're doing a fantastic
Addie, you're
job.
doing awesome. This has been great.
Scared. I think I only have like 2 more questions.
That's fine. I'll be able to
That's
believe
fine.
me.
He'll be able to talk about jewelry. He'll tell you about the bright crystal.
I'm going to tell you all about the bright
Okay.
crystal diamond.
Yeah.
So when you're ready to get engaged and get married, you can know all about it.
Oh, perfect.
So do that when you're done.
Or hearts on fire.
Say I done with my official questions, but you mentioned that bright crystal diamond, and I've seen it advertised.
I'm gonna write that down. Okay.
Or you say, or you could say something like, you mentioned that bright crystal diamond, and Ella has talked all about it.
Okay.
There you
Can
go.
you
There you go.
tell me about it? I hear it's beautiful.
Okay.
Something to that effect.
Sitting in here each Thursday, I've learned about jewelry. I didn't know anything about
Really?
it, but I've learned quite a bit.
So Jeff,
A couple of times Scott's come in and he's shown us some jewelry, which was really cool.
Yep.
That you're doing this project.
And I've been to their store. I took him free lunch about
Oh, really?
2013.
Oh yeah,
Which-
yeah,
The
yeah.
radio station has with Sunny Street Cafe, we give out free lunch to, and I used to be in charge of it, free lunch corporate takeover to different
Oh, okay.
houses. We went to Meyers Jewelers
No,
Oh, really?
one time and took lunch down.
Then I'll just talk
That's
about
fine.
bright crystal
Met
diamond.
Which
guys.
location?
Their location in Grove
So
City.
do you have 2 locations?
No.
No, just
Oh,
one.
okay. So you
They have-
moved
Large
from-
location in Grove City. It's huge, easy to find. Right off 71,
Yeah.
exit Stringtown. You turn left,
There
boom.
you go.
Easy to find. We took free lunch there about
He
2013.
knows. I remember.
Yep, because the
Mr.
lunch
Sonny
was
was there. Were you
delicious.
Mr.
and it was
Sonny?
free. Oh God, no, no. I was the talent.
Oh.
Mr. Sonny was the guy who was like 6'3" who played football at Hilliard.
Okay.
Way back when. Yeah, Mr. Sonny was very imposing. We'd
Yeah.
go to like take lunch to like a daycare center, and all the kids would run scared because he was so tall. I'm kidding. Texting Ethan back.
That
No.
literally was the best that you took the call and then said, yeah, I'll give you a plug.
I'm gonna leave that in.
Oh, please, don't edit this at all. This is perfect.
It's gold. Yeah, we
Okay.
give you about 11 more minutes.
Anybody on there?
They're all commenting on how you're deflecting her questions, and then someone said you're deflecting.
And I'll give you a
67.
5, 4,
Deflecting?
3, 2, 1.
They're just joking.
Oh, I was just saying, I think I'm giving her good.
So, Addie, when you see me going like this, that means 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
And that's approximate.
Am I
Oh,
allowed
you
to
got
ask
it.
this question?
So what you
You can
say?
ask any question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what you can do as soon as he gives you the
Unless
the
it's, what do
point,
you think about politics? What do you think about
Oh, no, it's
Kavanaugh?
not
No,
that.
don't ask that.
say welcome back to the Meyers Jewelers Experience.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell them your name.
You can say
and
that.
You're here doing a school project
Okay.
Yep.
for Wellington High School.
Okay.
And Jeff
Wellington
has been-
School. It's actually Wellington School. Yep.
Okay.
Jeff has been kind enough to, or nice enough, or he's an asshole, whatever you want.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me out there.
Jeff
Sorry.
has been forced to do this.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Meyers Jewelers Experience. I'm Addie, your co-host, and with me is Jeff Wiseman, who's been kind enough to be.
Sitting in for the great.
In the hot seat.
Wait, okay, so I'm saying that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
say
you
it.
can say that.
back.
Welcome back to the
Meyers
Myers Jewelers
Jewelers
Experience.
Oh, experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Myers Jewelers
That's the name of the
Experience.
radio show, and
Oh,
who's the
okay.
guy that named it?
Rich Klempe.
Rich Klempe.
Rich Klempe. He's probably watching. Hi, Rich.
Rich is a viewer.
Yep. Rich came up with a name for that show.
Oh, I like the name.
Yep. My idea was Myers Jewelers Radio Show. That was shot down as too boring.
Too boring.
It was a little on the nose.
Yep. We ready?
Yeah.
I'll give you the point.
Okay. Welcome back to the Meyers Jeweler Experience. I'm Addie Schock from the Wellington School, and I'm here interviewing Jeff, who has kindly allowed me to join him on this radio show to talk about entrepreneurship. So
Yeah, all right. This has been fun.
I'll dive right back into it.
Yeah.
So, if you could start a new business, aside from Meyers Jewelers, what would it be?
Ooh, that is awfully good question. Being that I love
Golf equipment.
marketing,
Yes.
that is my one of my specialties. I would probably do some sort of marketing agency and put Morris Media out of business, and do that, and do a marketing company.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, because I do enjoy doing all that. So probably that, or golf pro, one or the other.
What advice do you have for me as a student or a student learning entrepreneurship?
Work with a small business like us. You know, not something that's a chain all over the. You know, it doesn't have to be like small where they just do little things and aren't very busy, but not a big chain that's all over the country. And watch how a small business owner operates. And you would learn an awful lot, because a small business owner, regardless of what business it is, will do everything. From selling, from the buying, paying the bills, the accounting, to cleaning the floors, to shoveling the snow. They will do every single thing you can imagine. You will see the pride and the excitement, which I used to love seeing, again, in my father when he would get to work. He just absolutely loved going to work. And which is one reason why I kind of wanted to go into it, because I said, God, he's having that much enjoyment going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad can it be? So, and it wasn't like, oh, God, I got to go to work today.
Yeah.
I mean, he would get up and go, all right, I'm heading to work. I'll see everybody later tonight. And off he went. And he'd come home. Oh, boy, that was a great day. Tell all about it. But I think you would get a lot of insight on what being an entrepreneur is if you worked with a single small business and really see what everything they do. And that would give you good insight to it.
Very cool. So that's all I have for
That's
my
it?
questions. Yes.
Whoa. Okay.
But earlier you mentioned the bright crystal diamond.
Oh, yeah.
I know Ella.
You're not planning on getting engaged soon, are you?
Oh, not soon.
Okay,
but-
good. It's too early. Not ready yet.
Yes. So
Has Ella has mentioned
Yes,
to you about
Ella-
the bright crystal
she
diamond?
says it's very pretty.
Oh,
loves
yes.
it. And
Well, if you recall me mentioning that the diamond bores in Israel, where all the rocks go to be cut,
right.
I mentioned South Africa and Russia. So, did you know that 90% of the world diamond supply, up until recently, all the rock came from South Africa?
Oh, wow.
So think about this. A diamond, go back 100 years. Think of every diamond you've ever seen on anybody's finger, in every store, on TV, on a neck, wherever. Or as I talked about, Mike, what was that, a couple weeks ago, about that creating that piece for the elbow?
It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago for the elbow piece of jewelry. Every one of those diamonds were mined in South Africa, 90% of them. That's a lot of diamonds.
Right.
So that was a legitimate monopoly. You know what that would be? Are you familiar with when someone says this business is a monopoly? Do you know what that is?
I mean, I have a kind of understanding.
That means that business dominates that industry, controls the price, they control everything. The supply, the demand, the whole deal. So they had a legit monopoly. They settled, they were sued in the world court. I'm not going to go into all that, but the settlement was they agreed to open up the market a little more, because what they would do if there were diamonds in Russia and they had, say, a $50 million lot of rock they wanted to send to Israel to be cut and sold, De Beers, who is the company that owns the diamond rock mines in South Africa, would swoop in and say, we'll pay you $40 million for you to keep those rocks and stick them in your vault. And you don't have to part with any rock, and you're still going to get $40 million.
Wow.
It's a good deal, isn't it?
That is a great deal.
Right, so they were doing a lot of that. So they've let up on that, and the Russian rock is a much brighter rock than the rock that's mined in South Africa. So if you would, for the same money, have a rock that's a little duller, a rock that is brighter, which one would you pick?
The brighter one.
Yes, they teach you well over at Wellington. I wouldn't have known that coming from Bexley, so that was very good. So right off the bat, you're starting with a brighter rock, and then if you cut it perfectly, you are going to have a magnificent, beautiful diamond that is a little nicer than the ones that would come from South Africa for no extra money. Excuse me. So we gave it the name of the bright crystal diamond because the crystal is brighter than almost every other diamond out there. And sometime you should pop in the store, and anybody listening, I think there's probably 14 or 15 now, to come in and we'll show you and prove to you that that bright crystal diamond is brighter than any other diamond other than the Hearts on Fire diamond, which is a different story to go into. But those are more expensive, so you will be paying more for the brightness, where the bright crystal diamond, you do not. So, did that give you a little feel for the excitement of a bright crystal diamond?
Yes, I want to go buy one right now.
Oh, yeah, I like that. One other thing, just to give a little update to people listening there, we had yesterday our Levion event, and the Levion event was incredible. The great turnout, and there was a ring there that J-Lo wore in one of the award shows. I honestly can't remember which one it was, but it was literally the length of the entire finger. Wow. So all of you listening, well, God, forget it. I was going to show you the finger, but then I was going to give everybody the finger out there. So we won't do that. But yeah, it was cool. It literally took up the entire length of her finger, and it had it bent right where the knuckle bends.
Oh, cool.
So you could move your fingers and bend it, and it had like two, these are called shanks underneath, two of them underneath the ring. So it was really cool. And Levion, which most people are probably aware, are famous for a chocolate diamond. You ever heard of a chocolate diamond?
No, I
that is
haven't.
a diamond that is chocolate in color, and the company Levion that has the finest chocolate diamonds in the world. So they really are sparkly and bright. If you get a chocolate diamond that is not the greatest, it's kind of a dead flat stone. So the Levion chocolate diamonds really pop, and when you mix them in with white diamonds, and when you mix them and set them in strawberry gold, which is rose-colored gold, you familiar with that? That's kind of been a big trend lately.
Right.
They are just beautiful and incredible. And they had some amazing Pariba tourmaline. Anybody out there hearing that term and you're curious what a Pariba tourmaline looks like, look it up online. They are spectacular and gorgeous. And Levion does a great job. They have access to the finest Pariba tourmalines in the world. And we had a tremendous selection of those. So just to give you a little update on the Levion show. And I want to thank Addie Schock for being a great host. You should think of maybe being in the radio industry. You did very well.
Thank you.
So you were very at ease and did a nice job. So I want to thank everybody for listening, and we're going to sign off. Thank you for listening to the Meyers Jewelers Experience. And wait a minute, Addie, have you ever seen how we do Experience Meyers Jewelers?
Yes.
And do the point, do it at the camera there.
Okay.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Experience Meyers Jewelers.
Perfect way to end.